Garage door doctor, Cody Johnson. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I see your stethoscope behind you. You are the doctor. Um, your dad came up with that name a long time ago. Is that true?
He did. He
Yeah.
did. In 1987, he came up with it. So he was a founder of our company in 1987. When my brother was born, he was looking for some more hours, and he did this as a side work while he was rebuilding steering wheel columns. And this took off, and the cars got smaller, and Dad was getting bigger. So he switched over full time to garage door doctor, and never looked back. So.
Yeah, you guys are very tall. You don't even need step ladders to do your job, so that's awesome. Uh,
That's true. Now, some of my team members, they might need it, but I'm just over there fixing everything by hand. No ladders needed. So
a question's come into the radio program about insulated doors, and the question is do insulated doors help keep your garage warmer and cooler depending upon the time of year here in Houston? So let's talk about insulated doors. What's in those doors, and why would we want them to keep our garage warmer or cooler?
yeah. So we have several different types of insulated doors. To be a little bit technical, I'll nerd out just for a second here. We have what we call vinyl back, which is basically, think of a pan door that has a foam board in it, right? That's called polystyrene. And it gets you maybe an insulation level of a R value of a 6. It's okay. But what I really love is our 3-layer doors. Our 3-layer doors are double layered steel. So steel on the outside, some sort of insulation, either a foam board, which is polystyrene, or what I really love is polyurethane. So not to be too technical, but just think of expandable foam. So it fills all the nooks and crannies out, and it's so much stronger. It makes the door so much more rigid. But then it's got that second layer of steel on the inside. So it's a nice clean inside. It's nice white clean inside. You got your beautiful outside exterior, whatever stamp pattern or color you want. And then you've got the great insulation in it, and it'll absolutely. So during summer, it's going to keep the interior of your garage cooler, and during winter, it's going to keep it warmer. We saw this a couple years ago when we had that deep freeze in our area, and a lot of these, it's weird. So people bring their plants in to try it. Hopefully they don't freeze, and we had that prolonged freeze. And the pipes that were up above the garage, kind of, the pipes were inside the wall, going to the house. All these pipes were bursting, and we can't really guarantee that it wouldn't, but what would have helped a lot in those cases, they just had a pan door. So if they would have had a higher insulated steel back door, it could have helped prolong that from happening. I can't say impossible for those not to burst, because you still have other exterior walls that may not have been insulated, but it would have helped, it would have helped it hopefully not break. And, the other thing that I really love about the insulated doors, they're a lot sturdier, they're stronger, longer lasting, and also a noise deadener. A lot of us, not all of us live in a cul-de-sac, right? So sometimes we have traffic driving by, and on the insulated doors, it's a noise deadener too. So you're not having to hear all that exterior noise as much. So.
Yeah, I have I have a set of insulated doors at my home, and they had the windows in them too, which are actually also double pane windows, which is wild. But I'll tell you what I like most about my insulated doors is the fact that they're so sturdy and quiet. They're like a tank. So they're heavier. So the spring has to be set different, right? But they're not loud like the builder grade door, people call them. They're loud, they're tinny, and they're more likely to bend, but not my doors.
No, your doors are probably going to last 50, 60, 70 years. Unless you run into it, don't run into it. But even if you do, it's still stronger than a pan door. So yeah, your doors are gorgeous, by the way. And they're going to last probably longer than the garage. So
Yeah, and that's fantastic. Well, thank you for joining me today on Check a Pro Radio. Much appreciated. Love your expertise when it comes to garage doors.
thanks for having me.